So it's Monday, December 20th, and I am here at the mall because that's what you do the week of Christmas. You don't go to work, you apparently go to the mall. So there's something that I would like to talk with you about, but let's go inside because it's cold in Chicago. So what I'd like to talk with you about is stories. And I don't primarily mean the stories that we tell our children before they go to bed, although that's a part of it. What I mean is the stories that our culture tells us. And we all live by stories. We're all actually given stories. And our culture tells stories in order to give meaning and value in life. And so I want to talk about two stories with you. The first story is the story of consumerism. So the story of consumerism goes like this. You have to buy more and more stuff in order to feel valuable, in order to feel like your life has worth, in order to feel like you are successful. And so you are tied to the stuff that you have. And we see this in sayings in our culture like keeping up with the Joneses, where we're always in this relationship with our neighbors to buy more and more stuff. And we also see this in another saying: the person who dies with the most toys wins. Well, what this is doing is creating a relationship with our neighbors, one of rivalry. But it's also creating a relationship with our stuff by saying it's our stuff that gives value to our lives. And so older people are always trying to look younger by wearing certain makeup or certain clothes. And younger people are always trying to look older by wearing makeup and wearing certain kinds of clothes. And what this is saying is that it's never enough. You always have to have more and more stuff. You can never be satisfied. And so that's the first story. The second story is the story of Christmas. And instead of finding meaning and value in our lives by having to grasp it over and against our neighbors so that we can be more valuable and more worthy than our neighbors, the story of Christmas is about value and meaning that is given to us in abundance. Fascinatingly enough, the story of Christmas has its roots many years before Christmas in the creation story that the Hebrews would tell one another. And here in this creation story, it was said that human beings are created in the image of God. In the image of God, human beings are created. This says that human beings, no matter who you are, no matter how much stuff you have, no matter how much money you have, no matter what you look like, you have this profound worth and value to your life because it is given to you by God. You don't have to grasp it over and against anyone else. It is just who you are. Well, throughout telling this story, the people who told it weren't sure if they could trust it because their neighbors had more stuff, they had more power, they had more material goods than they did. And so God, in order to show that this is true, gives us Christmas, where God becomes a baby, a human being, flesh and blood and bones, a poor human being. One might expect that God would become a powerful person, but here God is born as a poor baby who has to be heated by the breath of an ox. This is how valuable human beings are. It doesn't matter how much power or it doesn't matter how much stuff that you have. You are of great worth and value because God gives it in abundance. So these are the two stories that I want us to think about. And Christmas gives us the choice. We can live by the stories like consumerism, or we can live by the story of Christmas, and that value and worth is already given to us. It's up for us to pick, to choose which story to live into. Love is in the flair, the true religion of consumerism. Thanks be to God. And then there's this.